Hey folks, I'm Tony.
And I'm Tina.
And we're TNT RVing. Tina, why are you on your non-electric bike?
Getting ready to go to Mackinac Island where they don't allow electric bikes. So we got to bring our regular bikes.
So not only are we going to Mackinac Island, but we're also going to Mackinac City and traveling all around the area. And we're going to be bringing our electric bikes as well. So I reached out to our friends over at Rockwood. And back about a year ago, we did a review on a 2515 that had a factory-equipped tongue-mounted bike rack. So I asked them about it, and they decided to send us one. So we're going to show you how you can install this aftermarket and what it looks like if you decided to order it from the factory.
So come on, let's check it out.
Alrighty, let's get started. And we're going to be installing the jacket by Lippert. So here's the instruction manual, which is really nicely laid out. Color manual. And what's in the box here, got all these little components.
Oh boy.
And actually this isn't really going to be too bad, but I wanted to pull all this stuff out, get a better understanding.
So here are all the components laid out while Tony peruses the directions.
All right, so the first step is we're going to have to remove the tongue jack, and we're going to get started on that. We're going to loosen this up. Okay. And what I did a little bit earlier was I removed some zip ties that held the power cord on this. And one of the concerns I have is that if you look underneath here, Tina, see the length of this, even though it's fully retracted, we may run out of room. So then that's why I have the meter down below here. I'm going to shut the trailer power off, disconnect the power wire for the tongue jack, and then hopefully that'll allow us some more room to remove that from the power wire here. All right, so we're taking the 3 bolts out here on the tongue jack, and hopefully we'll have enough room with this cable to just sneak this out, but I'm not sure about that. We'll set this here, and negatory. No.
Oh,
so we're gonna have to remove that power wire here. So I'm gonna shut the power off the front here, the disconnect that line or the power wire, and then we'll try to remove that. Alrighty, so this wire right here is powering the tongue jack. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to remove this nut and hopefully pick up, a couple inches there to hopefully allow us to remove the tongue jack. Alright, so I disconnected the wire below. That allowed us to get several more inches, and we're going to be able to remove this now. Put that at a slight angle, and look at that. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna leave that just like that, and then I'm gonna actually clean this debris up here. And actually I'm pretty impressed there's no rust, which is good. Clean that up. And then one of the things I like to do anytime I'm going to put metal to metal here, we're gonna just put a little bit of that. This is fluid film, so it's a nice rust preventative compound, and I'm gonna go ahead and just put this in this area here, and this way it will not rust in the future. And I'm not putting anything in these holes, because in these holes what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a Loctite. I'm gonna use a Loctite blue, just so those bolts don't work their way out. So then the next step is this here. It only fits on one way. Well, I guess you could probably turn it, but that'd be goofy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in like so. Same thing. And I'm just gonna put some right here and kind of just wipe this surface down with that. And that'll hopefully keep that from rusting in the future. So that's that. Now the tricky part, actually, well, I'm going to do the same with the underside of the jack here. So we'll wipe that clean, and then we'll apply that as well. So we'll put this here. Oh, maybe. So we have to kind of go at an angle here. Here, wait.
How are we going to do that?
So if you could lift this up.
Lift this.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
There we go. Now we're going to slide that in there. And then we're going to put that just like that. And we're going to bring that down like so. So really, this is the hardest part of this bike rack install. So I think that was a little easier than I thought, actually.
Yeah, I wasn't sure that was going to actually fit, but it's just the angle we had it. So, but yeah, that's actually pretty slick.
So here they give you brand new hardware, and it's out. Let me grab the factory hardware. Here we go. So the factory hardware that they give that's installed kind of has this locking bolt, the serrations there. They give you a little longer bolts with the lock washer, flat washer, and this is where I'm going to use my Loctite 248. It's a blue, which is a medium strength, just to help as an added thing so these don't work their way loose. All right, so we're adding our Loctite, and we're being a little generous with it. Add it all throughout, and we'll snug that up. This, because there's not much room in here now. Here, what we can do. You know what? I got another tool. Hang on a second. I got a swivel. Should have a swivel.
Tony has 2 to 3 tools for everything, just so y'all know. And we travel with most of it.
We have a little swivel we're going to use instead of messing around with the ratchet. So there, we can easily do that. Just snug it down. And the other nice thing is if we get in a situation where our electric tongue jack isn't working, you just can still remove the button here, take the top piece out, and here you go, you have access to it.
That's very smart, actually.
That is. So we'll put our little rubber plug back. There's that. All right, now let's torque that down. And they didn't give us a torque value for these 3 bolts. And when I took it apart, I didn't feel like they were overly tight. But we're gonna snug these down. Nice and tight.
Yeah, one thing that's good. At least the weight of the bikes is not that heavy, you know, compared to like an electric bike.
Right.
So.
But I'd still be aware of what the overall weight you're adding to the tongue.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's nice and tight. And over here, that's about the same. That's about the same. So that is good. I feel confident with that.
Okay, cool.
All right, so Tina and I were interrupted by several thunderstorms. So what we had done was we moved Belle back over. I disconnected Beast, and the other thing I did was I re-zip tied the cables that I had loosened up so we had more length on the tongue jack, the power cable on that. So that's all back together. Put that terminal end back on. Everything's good there. What I wanted to share with you is the jacket comes with this piece here, and it also comes with a shorter piece here. So it will, if you want, you could have, depending on your application, you could have this facing this direction or that direction. Obviously this isn't going to work for our configuration. This direction, it was nice, we had plenty of room, but what I didn't like about it is when we were hooked up to the truck, you couldn't make a tight turn without interfering with maybe the bike or what have you. So we elected to go with this one here, which brings it a little further away from the front cap. I'm pretty pleased with it. What we ended up having to do is, you see on Tina's bike, I turned the handlebars, so that's not going to give us a problem. It's a little tricky feeding the pedals and stuff through there, but we were able to make it work. All right, so now Tina and I are going to work together, and we're going to put our bikes on.
Okay, here we go. The pedal's tricky.
All right, we can watch the pedal. So we're gonna go closer. There you go. And then I gotta go up high. Hang on a second. And then right like that. Good. Oh my gosh. I think we did it.
Yep.
Good. All right. Now I'll get this bike. And they also mentioned you want to have the gears facing outward. So the gears here are facing towards Bell. The gears here are going to be facing towards a truck. So let's go ahead and lift this up. It's not too bad.
Nope.
Let's see, and that's there. And then we can strap this in like that. All right, so we have both bikes installed. And one of the things I wanted to mention is they give you 4 of these. They're called SwayStops. And you can use just 1 per bike. We elected to use just 1 per bike because I felt that they got in the way. We left them off for the front wheels. And what we'll end up doing is just using a bungee to secure these so there will not be any sway. But Tina, if you want to show them, let's show them this rear wheel here. So the rim hangs on this hook, and then it rests on the SwayStop here, and it gets strapped, and it doesn't allow it to sway. And really, we would probably be in good shape, but being that we're a little bit closer to the front cap, I'm going to take a little extra step, and especially on the rear bike, I want to secure that with a bungee or so.
Right, this one's real secure, but as you can see, the front
can wiggle a little bit. But really, I think that this will fit our needs. This gives you an example of what you can order directly from Rockwood Flagstaff when you're placing your order for your trailer. Big shout out to Rockwood for sending us this bike rack. Really appreciate that. I hope you found this video helpful, useful, entertaining possibly. And if you did, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe to TNT RVing.
Yeah, give us a big thumbs up, a like, and we'll see you at the campground.
TNT.